can't give you local news. This is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us on this Thursday, April 15th. I'm Neil Fischer. Hope you're having a great week so far. We're almost to the end of that work week. A beautiful start to our day today. So let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Kristin Walls.
Yeah, the sun is back up this morning. The winds have been calming down, which I say good news because it is my trash morning, I should say. So no trash cans flying across the street, which is good news in some spots at least. So let's get you out the door with that live look. Legend Sky Cam Network there in downtown Yakima. There's that sun coming up over some of the mountains, and it's going to be another beautiful day today. Might see a little bit of some wind, especially as we start to warm things up a bit this afternoon. Gusts today could be up to 25 miles per hour, but across the board right now, most spots between 5 to 10. Temperatures right now, Tri-Cities, we're down to 47, 38 there in Pendleton, with 50 though still in Toppenish and 36 degrees in Yakima. And pretty quiet around the Pacific Northwest right now, so we're going to enjoy another day filled with some sunshine and a nice warm up as well. 66 degrees there at lunchtime, and then numbers this afternoon jumping up to about 74. So those numbers will continue to go up and up for this upcoming weekend, but what about the wind? Will the wind stick around? I'll have that full forecast, Neil. It's all coming up.
All right, thank you, Kristin. New this morning, Yakima police were in a standoff with a man outside of a Home Depot with a machete yesterday. According to police, they were called to this store on First Street around 7:30 for a man threatening others with a machete. Around 11 o'clock last night, YPD posted that the situation at Home Depot had been resolved and the suspect was taken into custody with minor injuries. No victims were found. The search is on for 2 teenagers and a child missing from this rural Idaho community. They were last seen on different days around this intersection near Emmett. 17-year-old Tristan Connor Sexton disappeared in September. 14-year-old Taylor Summers was seen in October. Now 8-year-old Taryn Summers is missing, and the search for all 3 is intensifying.
Whenever the Sheriff's Department calls us, we respond, but we were not here in the fall. We got called out yesterday evening, and so we were here yesterday evening and today.
Idaho Mountain Rescue Team is combing through the area with K9 units and drones. A Pasco native says she will challenge Democrat Patty Murray for a U.S. Senate seat next year. Tiffany Smiley is a nurse who has been an advocate for wounded veterans. In an online statement yesterday, she said her goals were fighting for Washington jobs, improving the state's quality of life, and defending Washington's veterans. Patty Murray is currently the 6th most senior member at the Senate, the 3rd most senior Democrat, and the dean of Washington's congressional delegation. President Biden's $2 trillion plan to improve infrastructure throughout the U.S. has been made public, but what's the benefits for the state of Washington? We spoke with the Secretary of Commerce, who says Washingtonians would see tangible benefits. The American Jobs Plan also provides funding for better broadband access to people in rural and tribal places.
It'll be great for Washingtonians. It will provide the money that'll be necessary to improve your infrastructure, roads, bridges, airports, trains, open space, much of which has been neglected and underfunded and not maintained for a long time.
The cost has been met with some criticism. Washington Representative Dan Newhouse says we don't need a bigger budget, just a better one, and little money from the $2 trillion will actually go to physical infrastructure. One of the country's largest for-profit, privately run immigration jails would be shut down by 2025 under a bill signed by Washington State Governor Jay Inslee. The measure bans for-profit detention centers in the state. The 1,500-bed immigration jail in Tacoma is operated by the GEO Group under a contract with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The Northwest Detention Center currently houses fewer than 200 detainees because of pandemic-related precautions. Washington joins several states that have passed legislation aimed to reduce, limit, or ban private prison companies from operating. But Washington is only the 3rd to include immigration facilities as part of that ban. A new report says Washington may have lost a lot more than $647 million to unemployment fraud at the beginning of the pandemic. The state auditor's office says we may have actually lost more than $1 billion to scammers. Washington was one of the first states to realize that scammers were taking advantage of the race to pay out unemployment benefits. They filed fake claims, hoping that the state wouldn't realize that the details didn't add up. Washington's Employment Security Department says it identified more than $600 million in fake claims and got back more than half of the stolen money. But now the state auditor says it's looking at a lot more questionable applications, including people who requested benefits they didn't qualify for. A statue of Marcus Whitman is going to be taken out of the U.S. Capitol and replaced with a statue of Nisqually tribal leader Billy Frank Jr. Governor Inslee recently signed a law making that change official. Frank fought to preserve treaty rights, especially tribal fishing rights, starting when he was just a teenager in the 1940s. Each state is allowed 2 statues in the U.S. Capitol, and Washington has honored Marcus Whitman there since the 1950s. But this year, the legislature said it's time to honor a more contemporary Washingtonian. And check this out at 6:35. Busch is offering $20,000 for your dog to drink beer. Well, not exactly real beer, but the brand's special dog brew. It's a canine-friendly, alcohol-free bone broth. The company launched its last year and now wants to expand, so they're looking for an official dog brew taster. It's going to be a rough job if you get that one. But it's your pup picked. He or she will become the new CTO, Chief Tasting Officer. Not only does the gig come with $20,000 check, but also pet insurance and free dog brew. To apply, post a picture of your dog on social media along with their qualifications and the hashtag BuschCTO contest.
I feel like these contests, we continue to have a lot of beer that are trying to entice you to do.
Every day there's a new one.
There really is.
Yeah.
So this one's different. They're going the dog route.
Yes.
So.
But $20,000 for your dog to drink non-alcoholic beer from Busch. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what it's made out of, but.
So are you going to enter your dogs?
Probably
you have 2,
not.
right?
I have 2 dogs, but no, probably not. But I'll be curious to see who wins.
Okay, well there you go.
We'll have to see.
At 6:37, let's take a quick break here on Good Morning Northwest. Before we do, Kristin, how's it looking?
Beautiful start. So there's the sun that we have to start off your morning. Talking about that big warm up, some 80s ahead for us. Your full forecast, it's coming up.
Plus, why the U.S. is now sanctioning Russia and expelling Russian officials. Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. New this morning, the White House is announcing the expulsion of 10 Russian diplomats and announcing a new round of sanctions against Russia. The moves are in response to interference in last year's presidential election, as well as the hacking last year of federal government agencies. The U.S. for the first time explicitly linked that intrusion to a Russian intelligence service. The sanctions are for the first time retaliatory action announced against the Kremlin for the hack, also known as the SolarWinds breach. The annual White House Correspondents Association dinner event is on hold this year. Officials say the decision comes due to the COVID-19 pandemic concerns and an inability to hold a large gathering indoors. The WHCA is usually scheduled for April and typically features a high-profile comedian and good-natured teasing towards the U.S. president. According to a statement from the organizers, they hope to host the dinner again in 2022, which will be the first one during the Biden administration. Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, after another night of protests in Minnesota, the former police officer charged in the death of Dante Wright will face a judge this afternoon. We have the latest next.
Now, Cap gave you First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Kristin Walls. Sponsored by Click It RV Tri-Cities.
And we're getting closer and closer to the end of the work week. The sun is back today. That's the one thing that's going to stick with us. The wind will be a bit breezy in some locations, but these temperatures just continue to go up and up. Sunset for today at about 7:44. So still a bit breezy, especially for this afternoon into your Friday afternoon. Some of the gusts could be up to about 25 miles per hour, but then the wind will certainly calm down for it this weekend, Saturday into our day on Sunday, with a ridge of high pressure that'll be building into the Pacific Northwest. Getting you over to some of our current sustained winds, most locations now between 5 to 10. They were picking up just a bit here in the Tri-Cities, up to 16, now down to 7, and current wind gusts 17 in the Tri-Cities and a 9-mile-per-hour gust there over into Dayton. So here's Futurecast as we take you throughout your afternoon. This is when those winds will be just a bit breezy for some locations. And a similar story out there for your Friday afternoon. There's 3 o'clock. Could see still some gusts for you up to about 20 to 25, but really calming down over the weekend. And this is when you'll get a chance to enjoy sun, time outdoors, and those warmer, much warmer temperatures as well. Temperatures, speaking of right now, we're in the upper 40s from Connell into the Tri-Cities, upper 30s Walla Walla into Pendleton, 43 right now in Prosser, and then down to about 36 degrees over into Yakima. But still clear and quiet, so grab those sunglasses for today. Gonna enjoy another day with nothing but some sunshine. So there's Futurecast later on this afternoon, just a little bit breezy. Similar story out there for your Friday, but staying clear and quiet around the Pacific Northwest. Saturday, just a beautiful day for us, and then by Sunday, this is gonna be our warmest day. This system still staying up to our north and northeast. We'll start to swing through here Monday, increasing our winds just a little bit and also bringing some cooler temperatures. So we're going to go from those mid 80s on Sunday. So again, that's going to be the warmest day, first 80-degree day of the season, and then dipping down to about 72 degrees on Monday. So low 70s next week, but we're still going to be above average with a lot of sunshine. Temperatures though for today, 70 for Ellensburg and then jumping up to about 72 in Yakima. Low 70s for the Tri-Cities, Prosser into Hermiston, Dayton up to 66, and then those upper 60s as well for Walla Walla and also for Pendleton. So overnight tonight, chilly, just a little bit breezy as those numbers fall through the 40s across the area. 42 there in Yakima, 43 in the Tri-Cities. So your 7-day forecast, a lot of sun this weekend, those lighter winds, 85 on Sunday. The wind will pick up a bit on Monday with the high 72. Still plenty of sunshine next week. And then your 7-day forecast for Yakima. Breezy as we head into Friday, but then enjoying the sun and lighter winds this weekend. A warmest day Sunday, up to 83.
Thank you, Kristin. Switching gears at 6:47. The officer seen on body camera video shooting Dante Wright has already ordered her resignation, although the Brooklyn Center mayor says he hasn't accepted it yet. Yesterday, prosecutors charged Kim Potter with second-degree manslaughter. That basically means they're accusing her of negligence that created a risky situation and ended up with someone dead. Earlier this week, Hennepin County's police chief called the incident an accident, but investigators say the taser is yellow with a black grip and she would have to use it with her left hand to get it. A former federal prosecutor and former Minnesota Attorney General explained the charges.
Essentially a charge that says you are culpably negligent if you create an unreasonable risk and then you consciously disregard that risk to human life.
Second-degree manslaughter has a presumptive sentence in Minnesota of 4 years.
If convicted, Potter could spend up to 10 years in prison. She's being set to make her first court appearance today via Zoom. A House committee approved a bill Wednesday to set up a 13-person commission to study possible reparations from the U.S. government to the descendants of slaves. The bill will now be up for a vote by the full House. If passed there, it would have slim chances of passing the Senate. The bill was first introduced more than 30 years ago by Congressman John Conyers in 1989. He kept introducing it each year without success until his retirement, when Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee continued his mission. This is the first time it's made it to a full House vote. An estimated 40 million African Americans could be eligible. Coming up, a new CDC report finds keeping the middle seat free on some airplanes can reduce passenger exposure to COVID-19 by more than 50%. ABC has the details in today's GMA First Look.
The Morning Sprint.
Breaking news this morning, our Drew Miller is in Benton City with an update on the heavy police presence in the area. He is live at the scene with more information. Drew, what do you know?
Morning, everyone. So this is what's happening here on the 1300 block of Karen Avenue near the Kaibi Market here in Benton City. I was talking to officials just a moment ago. They're telling me that a man called them around 3 a.m. saying there was somebody in his house that they did not know. The homeowner, have been exited outside the home here, but the police believe that the suspect is still inside, so they are taking every precaution here and waiting it out to see if he'll come out. So we'll have more details on yaktrinews.com. Neil, back to you.
All right, thank you, Drew. And again, we'll keep you updated on the active situation on our website, yaktrinews.com, as well as social media. Yakima police were in a standoff with a man with a machete outside the Home Depot store at about 7:30 p.m. yesterday. According to Yakima police, they were called to the store at First Street around 7:30 for a man threatening others with a machete. Around 11 o'clock last night, YPD said that the situation at Home Depot had been resolved and the suspect was in custody with minor injuries. No victims were found. And the search is on for 2 teenagers and a missing child from this rural Idaho community. They were last seen on different days around this intersection near Emmett. 17-year-old Tristan Connor Sexton appeared to be disappeared in September. 14-year-old Taylor Summers was last seen in October. Now 8-year-old Taryn Summers is missing, and the search for all 3 is intensifying.
Whenever the Sheriff's Department calls us, we respond, but we were not here in the fall. We got called out yesterday evening, and so we were here yesterday evening and today.
Idaho Mountain Rescue Team is combing through the area with K9 units and drones. Everyone will have to get the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines for now, since the single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine is on hold after half a dozen women experienced potentially dangerous blood clots after they got the vaccine. Yesterday, CDC advisors did hold an emergency meeting to review concerns about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but they say there's not enough information right now to say if the vaccine is safe to start using again. They're planning to meet again before the end of the week. At the Benton County Fairgrounds mass vaccination site in Kennewick, officials say they still have dozens of appointments available through the rest of the week. Last night, in fact, they were struggling to find enough people to use the doses they had prepared. In Washington, nearly 170,000 J&J vaccines have been administered, according to the State Department of Health. Some residents who have been waiting for the one-and-done shot for months say it feels like they're stuck in a frustrating limbo.
I've been looking forward to this. I thought, okay, and my day has come. The governor's opened the door. I got the appointment. And then out of left field comes this pause from the federal government.
Local health officials say they don't want the pause to deter people who want to get the vaccine. Now to the results of our poll question of the day. Earlier, we asked you, since the pausing of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, are you now more hesitant to get a coronavirus vaccine? 42% of you said no, 58% of you said no. Thanks for weighing in. Yakima Health District officials say in less than a month, the federally funded mass vaccination site at State Fair Park and its mobile clinics have administered almost 15,000 doses. They've held clinics at Yakima in Toppenish, St. Paul's Cathedral in Yakima, and the Yakima Valley Mall in Union Gap, as well as local warehouses and agricultural workplaces. Health district officials say the FDA and CDC pausing on administering the Johnson & Johnson vaccine won't hamper their efforts.
We didn't receive a significant amount of Johnson & Johnson vaccines the weeks prior, so we don't anticipate having a significant impact in Yakima County.
Officials say appointments are filling up, and anyone wanting to get vaccinated should schedule one as soon as possible, especially since today everyone over the age of 16 will become eligible for the vaccine. A Pasco native says she will challenge Democrat Patty Murray for a U.S. Senate seat next year. Tiffany Smiley is a nurse who has been an advocate for wounded veterans. In an online statement yesterday, she said her goals were fighting for Washington jobs, improving the state's quality of life, and defending Washington's veterans. Murray's currently the 6th most senior member of the Senate, the 3rd most senior Democrat, and the dean of Washington's congressional delegation.
Just about to turn over to 6:56. The sun is back out on this Thursday. Beautiful start to our morning. Let's get you out the door first with that live look. Legend Sky Cam Network there, downtown Yakima. So we're expecting sunset today at about 7:44. So current wind speeds, we're seeing a lot of improvement around our area. 17 and 7 mile/per-hour wind in the Tri-Cities, 6 there in Walla Walla. And a very calm start for Prosser and Toppenish, I think, by this afternoon. Even later on this morning, some of those gusts could be between 20 to 25 miles per hour. So still going to stay a bit breezy in some locations. Temperatures right now, we have been falling into the 30s and 40s. So 47 right now in the Tri-Cities with some upper 30s around Dayton and Walla Walla. Warmest spot still in Hanford at 51. And then those upper 30s currently in Yakima. So still clear and quiet around the Pacific Northwest. We're still going to see a lot of the sunshine as we take you into the upcoming weekend. So breezy this afternoon, one more breezy afternoon to get through Friday. And then we're going to see those lighter winds around the area Saturday, each and every day getting warmer. Warmest day still on Sunday, climbing up possibly into the mid-80s before that system up to our north swings through our area on Monday with some increasing winds and cooler temperatures. So just going to be a warm, a little bit breezy of an afternoon. 74 Tri-Cities, upper 60s in Walla Walla, and then those low 70s for Toppenish in Yakima. So there's that 7-day forecast, still dealing with a lot of sunshine. Beautiful here. Upper 70s Saturday, low to mid 80s on Sunday. There's the wind, just a bit breezy there on Monday at 72, but still enjoying a lot more sun next week as well. And then that 7-day forecast for Yakima, you're going to be enjoying a beautiful weekend as well as we start to climb up. Looking at that high temperature on Saturday at 77, 83 on Sunday, a bit more wind there on Monday, a bit cooler as well, close to 70 degrees.
Looking forward to those warmer temperatures. Thanks for waking up with us and watching Good Morning Northwest. GMA is next. KapKV local news is always on at yaktrinews.com.